So, in the world of the movies making remakes of old 80s films, it has come to my attention that The Last Starfighter is currently being remade. And it was kind of odd because I was just thinking of this a few weeks ago as I was getting ready for Ready Player One. Were they going to have any references to The Last Starfighter in that particular movie? And looks like they didn't, but they've already given a green light for a remake, and I have to say I'm quite excited. It was one of the first movies in the 80s to use CGI, and granted they looked horrible back then, but I can only imagine um, what it would look like now. And like I said, I am actually truly excited because this was in the day and age where uh, video games were still in the arcades, and you played to reach a high score. And a lot of the older generation at the time were not fans of video games because it was like, okay, that's just a waste of time and money. And you were playing the game, you were getting better at it and spending money on it. One for bragging rights, but two, just to say you were good at something. But you also couldn't help but, wonder, when the question was asked, well, what good can it make you by, beating a video game? And in this day and age, you have people making, thousands upon thousands, if not millions of dollars playing video games on, Twitch and, YouTube and esports. But back then, having, an idea and, uh, the idea of having a career playing video games was just not realistic. So, this movie came around, and pretty much the premise of the story was I forget the main character's name. I think it was Alex. Um, lived in a trailer park and is in high school, and he was very good at this game called The Last Starfighter. And on one particular night, I believe he either beat the high score here or he beat the final level. And I guess it was the only form of entertainment within that trailer park because when he was about to beat the game, the entire trailer park, crowded around him and they were cheering and they were all happy. I don't think I. It's something you would see in these days in esports, but nothing really realistic back then. But after he beat the game, a stranger shows up and says, "Hey, who beat this game?" And the kid says, "It was me." And then the guy takes him into outer space and says, "Hey, guess what? You're fighting an intergalactic battle here, and you have the skills to do so." So it was kind of one of those things where any kid with an imagination thought that was pretty cool. It kind of gave him a sense of validation for playing the video games. If 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 it came down to that, I'm not exactly sure. What the skills of playing Pac-Man or Donkey Kong or Popeye back in those days would amount to in their intergalactic universe. But one could still imagine, especially when we started thinking about Super Mario Brothers and jumping on mushroom toads and eating mushrooms to get bigger. Anyway, and catching stars and flowers and throwing fireballs. But anyway, that's pretty much how the movie went, and I could definitely see that applying to today's world where, some kid is playing a video game at home or he's one of the top esports games and, players out there or Twitch or whatever. And then, he's caught into having to fight in a galactic war. And that's one of those stories that's kind of timeless. So I'm actually excited. It wasn't, something like Back to the Future, which should never be touched. This movie you could do, and I could definitely see on a level of a franchise here, because even in the first movie, it was left open for a possible sequel, which never came around. But the movie really, really wasn't that bad. It was actually halfway decent, and I think if they do it right, this movie could be the same. So Anyway, what are your thoughts on the possible remake of The Last Starfighter? Did you like the original movie? Are you excited for the new movie? Or could you care less? Anyway, post it in your comments below. If you like this video, slap on that like button. If you want to hear more of my ramblings about movie news or reviews or TV reviews or video game news or reviews or just about anything else I feel like talking about, hit that subscribe button. I would have greatly appreciated it and it'll help me grow my channel. If you want to be notified, there's a little bell you can click on, and the brain trust at YouTube might let you know. But if you actually want to be notified of all my future videos, you can hit follow me on Twitter. There is a link on my channel picture in the in the lower right hand corner. Actually, you can click on that and you can follow me, and you will be notified of any and all future videos, as well as random posts that come from this dome I call a brain. So anyway, that's it for me, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out, homies.